Welcome back, everyone. We're up to lesson 2 of unit 7. No new lesson notes, so let's get right into the examples. A study of 1,000 people aged 20 to 30 asked how much television each person watches each night and how much each person would rate their energy levels in the evenings. The study showed that people who watch television for at least 2 hours every night have lower energy in the evening than people who do not watch as much television. Is this study a survey, an observational study, or an experimental study? Explain your reasoning. The key with this example is that the people that are participating are not forced to watch television for more than 2 hours or less than 2 hours. They're simply asked to watch television if that's what they normally do, record how much television they watch and what their energy levels are. There's no really interaction with the people conducting the study until the very end. So because of this is kind of like a questionnaire. So this would be a survey because they're asking people to record how much TV they watch and then what's their energy level as a result of that. Okay, there's no interaction. They're not dividing the participants into groups. It's just a pure survey. Okay. Number 2, does this mean that watching television for at least 2 hours every night lowers energy in the evening? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so in other words, they're asking, does watching lots of television cause you to have lower energy levels? Okay, and the answer in this case is going to be no. Okay, and why is the answer no? I want to go back to the notes from lesson 1. Okay, and I want to call your attention to this right here. Okay, experimental studies are the only types of studies that can determine causation. So if the person conducting the study really wanted to prove definitively, yes or no, whether watching lots of television causes low energy levels, he or she would have had to do an experimental study. So this survey might determine a possible association between those two variables, but we can't definitively prove cause effect. We would need to do an experimental study. So that would be the explain your reasoning. I just did that verbally. Lastly, number 3, if you were to do your own experiment to determine if watching television for at least 2 hours every night lowers energy in the evening, how would you set up the experiment? Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would select a large number of people at random. Let's say 100 people. Select 100 people at random. Okay. Then I would randomly divide those 100 people into 2 groups. Randomly divide the 100 people into 2 groups of 50. Okay? So group 1 will watch TV for more than 2 hours. So for 2+ hours each evening. And group 2 will be asked to watch TV for less than 2 hours each evening. Okay? So that's how I will set it up. That's how I will set up the experiment. And then when we conduct this experiment, each person will rate their energy levels at the beginning and at the end of the experiment. So at the very beginning, they'll rate their energy levels. Then whatever group they're in, they'll follow that regimen for a few days, for a few weeks, maybe even for a few months, depending on how long I would want the study to go on for. And then at the very end, they'll rate their energy levels again. And we'll be able to, based on that data, determine whether watching more than 2 hours of TV each night lowers your energy levels or not. Okay. The key with the experiment, is that the people that participated were selected at random. Once we selected those people, they were divided into 2 groups at random, and then each group did something different. One group would be asked to watch TV for more than 2 hours. Okay. And the second group would be asked to watch TV for less than 2 hours. Okay, the key is each group is doing something different. Okay, and then at the end, we compare the energy levels to what they were at the beginning. Okay, so that would be a much better scientific experiment. It would yield better results, more useful results than a simple survey. Okay, that is it for lesson 2.